So I'm going to look at this box and make a determination. Which hole knockouts am I going to take out? There's 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom. Well, remember I got my wires up high, so obviously I'm going to come out of the top hole. Now I could put one on the left-hand top hole, one on the right-hand top hole, or both of them through one hole in the top. The very top left one, the very top right one. You know, hey, you can do it any way you want. Okay, for this one here at the top, all right? Now this one over here, interestingly enough, if you remember what you do, the main wire is coming up the wall this way, okay? Down at the bottom of the wall is coming up. I can see that. I can look in there and see that it tilts and goes straight down the wall. And these are going to be up at the top, right? So on this one, this wire is close to the stud on the left. So on the bottom, I'm going to do the bottom left closest over to the wall. And now on the top, I can do both top ones, one in each one, like that. And I think that's what I'll do. Or I could do, you know, 2 in one of the top ones, however you want to do it. I'm gonna do 1 in each top one. That way, when I trim the paper and the sheathing back, I can get to both wires okay, because I got to stack lots of wires in here. This one I've got 2 wires plus the timer, and the timer body is fairly thick. All right, so I got to get those wires pushed back there. And this one here, I got 3 wires plus the plug. All right, I got to get all that pushed back in. Okay, so, and that'll fit. And incidentally, at the store, they've got 2 sizes of thicknesses of these cut-in boxes. Now this one here, 2 3/4. I think the other one's like 3 1/4 deep, or something like that. So I could have gotten a deeper box. And if you like, if I knew I had 2 or 3 existing wires in there, and I'm adding some more wires, and if I had 4 or 5 wires in here, this back of the box is going to stack up, right? So if I had a deeper box, I could fit more wires in there, because on the inside of this box, it kind of dips back for these knockouts on the inside and all that. So I'll still have enough room, but in your thought process, if you go to the store, if you want to get some thicker ones, you can always do that too. Just make sure that your wall is thick enough. And usually most walls are 3 1/2 inches thick, and so a 3 1/4 inch box will fit in any thickness wall generally. You know, I don't want to say 100% in case you got a smaller thickness wall or something like that. But anyways, can we put these boxes in now, Joe? Okay, go ahead and knock these out. Knock your knockouts out. And they're just plastic. You just hit them out with the screwdriver or something. And they bend. And then I'm going to take that and I'm going to pull that out, because the wires will fit in there better. Okay? Now in some of these boxes, some people tell you just to push it in and allow the flap to go in, then pull the wire, and then the wire sticks in there. Well, sometimes that's all fine and dandy, but I'm going to be fishing 2 wires in there, and I don't have much room in here because the timer is going to be pretty thick too. Okay, so I usually take this and bend it. And I grab that with a pair of pliers in there. Just grab that and twist. Get that out of there. Okay, then on the back, it leaves just a little tit right there. And sometimes it's sharp, and I don't want that gouging my wire or anything like that. So I just take that and kind of bend that up out of the way. Now, do I need to cut that off? I probably don't need to, but you know what? I got this cutters here, and so I just cut that right off. Like that. Make sure you don't cut your tab off. Okay? And that's how you're going to cut your holes in your tabs, so that we can get this in, okay? So I got some more to go, and I won't show you any more about that. You can figure that out on your own, right? Got these two knockouts taken out of the box, so I'm just about ready to slide this in here, but there's a couple more things that I have to do before I do that. Now, I need to mark these wires, and I should have done that before I pushed them through the wall. Since this is so small, I can still do it now. I need to know which wire is which, because it's going to be important when I get ready to hook up the electrical, okay? So because this is small, I'm just going to kind of push this back and forth, and here, I can tell that's the wire that this one is, okay? So there's a couple things I could do. I could put a little loop in here and remember which one that is, but then I'm going to have to take the loop out to install the box. So I'm just going to put some a felt tip pin mark on here. Okay, so I know which one that is. Now, if we didn't do that, if we forgot to do that, once we had all these wires installed, we could do it a different way. We'd have to hook up, this is the hot wires here, we'd have to hook that up to one of these wires, then turn the breaker on, take a tester and test it out over here to see which is which. So there are ways to do it. Here's another something we could have done. I could take a piece of masking tape, and I could use that. Now here I've got that one on black. If I didn't have a felt tip pin, I could put masking tape on it. So I'm just gonna, I'll put masking tape on the one that I did not mark. I don't have to do that now because I've got the other one, right? But there's another way you can mark your wires. That's really important that you keep track of your wires. Now, are we ready? Well, we are just about. What I want to do is on this box here, see how this flap comes up in the back, and I need to make sure that they have these screws set for the proper thickness of the sheetrock, because if you don't have enough, once you push this in and this flap goes up, that flap goes up on the back side of the sheetrock, so you want enough gap there to allow for that. So you can measure the sheetrock here, and I'm measuring that, and it's 5/8 of an inch thick. Standard sheetrock is either 5/8 or 1/2 inch. Okay, so make sure that screw's pushed in all the way, and I can take my tape measure and measure that, and I got about almost 7/8 of an inch there, and I can check this one, and that's about the same. Okay, just get in the habit of doing that before you put your box in. So, see, here's the way that this box works. We're going to push this in all the way, fish it up in there like that. And then there's a screw up here, and there's a screw down there. One at either end. This one on the top right, this one on the bottom left, like that, see? And that's what's going to hold that box in. The tabs are going to hold it on the sheetrock, and this little paddle at the back side is going to hold it in the back. So you have it flat like that. Then once you push it in the hole, you take your screwdriver and put it right on that screw. And when you turn it to the right, look at this. Doink. It pulls right up like that on the back side. See, you get that in there? That comes up, so it's right here, and it goes up like that. Okay, right up behind the sheetrock, and then you just, once you have the screw up like that, now when you start screwing the screw in, that pulls this in on the back side, and then you just make it snug. That's all there is to it. You know, I think you can do this.